welcome back to my channel. My name is Tracy and today's video is going to be what I wish I knew before I started high school. So a little bit of background information. I am 20 years old, so I started high school when I was 14, so 6 years ago. So that is, it's been a while, but there are about like 10 things that I vividly remember that I wish I knew before I started high school. So I am here today to share those tips with you, and I hope this video can help y'all in any sort of way. And without further ado, let's get into the video. So my first tip for y'all is to join any sports or clubs or anything like that. Really, any sort of extracurricular activity in high school is going to be great for you. And let me tell you why. Extracurricular activities, whether it's sports, clubs, anything like that, I promise you, it will help you make friends. When you're around somebody so often, it's kind of hard not to make friends. So I think it's also important to say that all of these tips are coming from my own personal experiences. Tip number 2 is to not change who you are to try and fit in. If you feel the need to change who you are to try and fit in with a certain crowd, you don't belong in that crowd in the first place. Find a group of people that accepts you for the way that you are, that you actually have people that you actually have similarities with, and not someone that you have to feel like you need to change your personality or the way you look or the way you dress or the way you talk or anything about yourself in order to fit in. It's not going to work out in the long run, and it's not going to make you feel good about yourself. Tip number 3, this might be one of my most important tips, is to try hard, study hard from your classes in the beginning. Like, start this off freshman year, first day. And I'm telling you this because I know so many people that their freshman, sophomore, and junior year, they just didn't care and they didn't try hard. And then senior year, they're over here working their butts off just to graduate, because the first couple of years of high school, they didn't care. All they cared about was having fun and laughing with their friends. And now they don't even know whether or not they're going to graduate. So in order to prevent that, work hard starting from your freshman year. Don't waste any time. It's going to make your life so much easier when you're a junior and senior in high school. Then you won't have to be working as hard as everyone else because your GPA is already where you want it to be. You've already taken several classes that other people are now having to take. Just work hard from the beginning, and you don't even have to overwork yourself. Just do what you're supposed to do. Tip number 4 is to take dual credit classes instead of AP classes. And I'm saying this, but obviously this isn't, this is more towards like the upperclassmen. However, it's good to know this when you're going in too. Dual credit classes they end up being a lot more beneficial, because they're college credit just by passing the class, versus AP classes where you have to do really well in the class. And then you also have to take an AP test at the end of the year, which is extremely hard, and it will stress you out to the max. And you have to do really, really well on that in order for it to benefit you in any way. When you can just take dual credit classes, it benefits you a lot more. You can always ask your teachers or counselors for more of a comparison if you're wanting to know more about that. Tip number 5 is don't be afraid to ask for help. Whether that be your first couple days of school when you're lost and you don't know where your classroom is, ask a teacher, They're honestly expecting incoming freshmen to stop them and ask them, hey, where's this classroom? Hey, how do I get here? How do I get to the cafeteria? They're expecting that. And they're gonna have no problem stopping and pointing it out to you, or maybe even taking you there. They literally expect that. So don't feel bad. And this can also mean, like, don't be afraid to ask for help when you're struggling in a class. Teachers are there to help you. Most of your teachers will not have a problem with helping you. You just need to ask for it. They're not mind readers. So ask for help and don't be afraid. Tip number 6 is to get a job when you're old enough. I got a job when I was 16 in high school, and I learned a lot, honestly. It helped me learn a lot of skills normal skills that you learn when you get a job, but I got to learn those skills when I was 16 versus not learning those skills until I'm 18 or, until I graduate college or something. Some people don't get jobs till they graduate college, and you don't learn those basic skills that I got to learn when I was 16. Now, this tip isn't for everyone. Some parents don't want their kids to get a job in high school, and I totally understand that, because if you are already overwhelmed with school, adding a job into the mix is not going to help you at all. But if you're doing okay in your classes and you want some extra money to buy yourself some stuff, get a job. It could help you a lot. And the job that I got in high school, I started there when I was 16 and I'm now 20, and I've met some of my best friends there. So it can be very beneficial. Tip number 7 is to go to tutoring or tutorials, whatever it's called at your school, and show your teachers that you care. If you don't understand something in class, go to the tutorials that your teacher is offering and let them know that, hey, I don't understand this, but I really want to. Like, can you explain it to me? By you showing that you care, the teacher notices that, because there's hundreds of other students that don't care. So by you showing that you care, when you need something from your teacher later on, they might be more inclined to actually do that for you, give you, help you out with a favor. Let's say, you have like a 69 on a test, and they might bump it up to passing because you show that you care, and they can see that, you might not have done your best, but you truly care about what you're doing. So it can always benefit you. And of course, you actually learn something and get better grades by going to tutorials as well. Tip number 8 is to focus on what you actually want. This doesn't apply to everyone, but if you are already passionate about something, like let's say football or baseball or soccer or choir or dance or band or anything, art, then do what you're passionate about and do your best at it. Don't feel like, if you're really passionate about art and you want to focus on that, don't feel like you need to do football or choir or dance just because somebody else might be telling you to. Do what you want and focus on what you want. But also, maybe you don't know what you want to do. Try new things. It's so beneficial. You'll be surprised what you might end up liking. For me, I got on my dance team in high school, and I always liked to dance, but I was never a dancer before. But I got into it by actually doing the dance elective class at my high school. And then I got into it that way, and I found out that I really, really liked dancing. So I got onto the dance team on my school, and it was easily one of the best decisions that I've ever made in high school. I would not take back that experience for anything. So don't be afraid to try new things, because you never know what could come from it. Tip number 9 is to put yourself out there more. If you don't have any friends going into freshman year, which is very possible because your other friends from middle school might go to a different school, or maybe you didn't have that many friends in middle school. Put yourself out there in high school. I know it can be scary, but you never know what might come of it. Sit at a different table in the cafeteria and just talk to people. Just be friendly. You literally never know what could happen. And my last tip is to appreciate the next 4 years, because they're gonna fly by. Let me rephrase that. It's gonna start off really slow, and then all of a sudden it's gonna be senior year. It's gonna be, your last football games, and it's gonna be prom, and it's gonna be graduation, and then you blinked and it's over, So just appreciate it, because for a lot of people, high school can be really fun. For me, high school was really fun. I made so many good memories and so many good friends. And the only reason that happened for me is because I joined the dance team, and the people on my dance team became like my sisters instantly, because we were together for hours and hours and hours every single day. So we all became super close super quickly. And it honestly changed my whole high school experience, because I gained some best friends from that, and it was just really cool. So I definitely appreciated my high school years. I would not go back, but I definitely appreciated it. It was a good experience, but I know that's not the way it is for everyone. And speaking of that, I do want to bring up one last thing before I close out this video, and I guess it'll be like a bonus tip. This isn't really something that I wish I knew before high school, because I did know this before high school, thankfully. But my last tip, I guess, would be just to be kind. Just be nice and considerate of others. I know it can be really hard for a lot of people to not be judgmental, but it's not that hard at all to just keep it to yourself. You know, don't gossip about people. Don't whisper to your friend and be like, oh, didn't she wear that shirt 2 days ago? Because yeah, that girl might have worn that shirt 2 days ago. That could be one of 2 shirts that she has. You never know anybody's story. You never know what people have been through. So just keep that in mind throughout high school, because it can be really easy to just fall into high school drama and not be very nice to people. I know you can't control the actions of everyone in your high school, but you can control the actions of yourself. So just keep that in mind as you enter high school, and try and be kind and considerate to others and just be a loving person. But yeah, guys, that is all I have for y'all today. I hope that you guys learned something. I hope that this video helped someone out in any way. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and comment down below any other videos you'd like to see from me, or any questions you may have about anything I said in this video or any other video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye!